guys, welcome back to All Things Outdoors. We got another project on the Bronco we're going to tackle today. It shouldn't take that long, so this is going to be a very, very quick video. This video is brought to you by KSP Performance. They sent me out some brand new upper control arms they just developed for the Bronco. So we're going to get those put on right now. The lift I used, obviously we got the Bilstein shocks that come with the Sasquatch package. The lift that I use is an Icon. It actually has two different spacers. One below the cap and one above the cap. So it kind of splits the difference of the lift. It's probably one of the safest ways. They actually advertise you don't even need to change your upper control arms. However, KSP said, hey, we just developed these. It's for a Bronco with a 1 to 3 inch lift. I'm like, perfect. With this 3 inch lift, even though Icon doesn't specify that you need to change your upper control arm, this is still going to help it get in a little better alignment. So I've got an alignment already scheduled. I want to get this knocked out so that way we can then take it and get it aligned. And then we're actually ready to hit some mud right after that. When you first get your KSP upper control arm, you have to do a little bit of assembly. For that, I'm going to ask Brian, my buddy from Carlson Adventures, to break down that assembly of these upper control arms for me. Why don't you go ahead and take it away, Brian?
Along with the kit, it comes with the grease certs. It comes with some grease to kind of pre-lube your bushings and everything. Comes with the new nut for your ball joint. The sleeves that go inside the bushings for the bolt that goes all the way through. And the two upper control arms themselves. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I am going to just put a little grease on these sleeves inside there so the sleeve will fit inside the bushing, and grease the bushing up just a little bit on the outside so everything pops in real good there. So they do give you a little pack of grease to help with that process. So thank you for that. Like I said, this will just kind of help things slide together a little better. A little bit on the sleeve here. Great. Nice and easy. Let's see about this. Perfect. All right, repeat that on the other side. All right, now that we've got the bushings in and everything, we're gonna install the grease certs. So one thing I've seen people report is they're breaking these off. I haven't had any trouble. I mean, went right in and I'm just gonna barely, lightly snug it. It's a 9mm. Don't have to be like crammed in there. Just a slight little snug and you're good to go. So we'll repeat that on the other side as well.
All right, for the swap out, you kind of do the same thing on both sides. The only difference between the driver's side and the passenger side, you got to separate the steering wheel shaft on the driver's side. Once you separate that linkage, you got room to get the bolt out, so that'll be the only difference. I'm just going to show you the passenger side right now. It's very simple. You basically have 2 bolts. So you don't have to be a certified technician. You don't have to be an expert. All you got to do is have some common sense, a little bit of research, and you're good to go. We're going to go ahead and take off the old upper control arm. This guard was right there. I obviously can't get the bolt out with that guard there, so I went ahead and took it off, which I might end up leaving it off, to be honest with you, because there's a grease zerk that might be in the way. I may not be able to service it like I normally could with it on. But right now, what I'm going to do is loosen up all these bolts. And I've got a jack underneath the lower control arm. That way when I do take off this bolt from the knuckle, it doesn't just drop. And let's go ahead and get everything loosened up. I'm going to get this bolt off of here and get everything separated from the knuckle. So let's knock that out. So I got the upper control arm knuckle loosened up. I'm going to leave it about halfway up the threads there. To get this separated, you sometimes got to bang on the knuckle a little bit just to get it to pop loose. So it shouldn't take too much since this isn't a super old vehicle, so a couple taps ought to knock it loose. Boom, there we go. All right, so let's finish taking this nut off of here. And then we're gonna pop that out. And then if you just let this go, it's gonna fall and probably rip out your brake lines. So I am going to wire it up so it doesn't go anywhere. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this bolt out of the back part of the upper. We'll slide that bolt out. Then we're simply going to slide this bad dad back in and get it bolted up. It's already loose, so it's pretty simple. And there we go. There's the old upper control arm. Quite a bit of difference between the old one and the new one. Nice thing about the original, zero maintenance. However, with the new KSP Performance, it is going to require some maintenance. This cap comes off to be able to grease, and you got grease zerks. But the fact that we're able to maintenance them, and it's going to actually articulate a little better with that 3-inch lift, it's a win. So let's go ahead and get this slammed on. We're going to reuse the bolts that came off the original. So let's slam this on here, get it knocked out. There we go. Okay. Put this. I am going to snug that one up just a little bit, and then we'll hook it to the knuckle. We're going to take off our makeshift hanger. Outside of the main bolt on the back of the upper control arm, they do send you a new nut for the front. So we're going to go ahead and tighten that one up just a little bit. We're not going to torque it down yet. Now let's go ahead and tighten up that back bolt a bit. And we're going to get it really close to being tight, and then we'll set it on the ground and finish torquing it off. And just like that, upper control arm replaced. Super easy process. You really got to watch out for the brake lines. It would be better to take that out. I didn't do that, I was just careful. And then taking out the liner would also be a lot easier, but these little clips are impossible. In fact, I think between the windows of the Bronco, which may come in another video another time, and these clips are probably the worst design on the Bronco. But other than that, it's on there. We'll knock out the other side, then I'll show you what I'm talking about on the steering shaft. But let me get the tire back on this side. The trick is, don't have to lift it any higher than you need to. Okay, there's the steering shaft, and on the side, right there, is about a 10mm bolt you have to take out, and then the shaft that slides into there, you just push straight up. It gets pushed up pretty easily. You just got to be very careful. You want everything to go back in alignment in its original orientation. You can jack up your steering if you don't get it put back exactly correct, which isn't that difficult. Just make sure you're not, you know, shoving things all over the place. If you lay this down in one spot, it should stay just fine. But we do have the new upper on this side. All right, everything's hooked up, looking good. Only thing left to do, we're gonna get it aligned. So I got an appointment to do that, and we're ready to go. So thanks again to KSP Performance for sending out these upper control arms. Really excited about them. I think it's going to be a great fit. We're going to basically just put it on a schedule to maintenance them every oil change. So they should last a very long time. Outside of that, until next time.